Ogagogolausa kahajir maraulala biafra baraha. Ogagogolausa kahajir maraulala biafra baraha. I got that I double go to Diego here. Can get this phone where got live na Facebook. So that one on the man again. Topic I know but nketa tagabo effect of incompetent leaders. Effect of incompetent leaders. And because of na TikTok na edemulomelu onisi o kwesịrị ịbụ the effect of incompetent leaders in IPOB today. Na-akọ kwesịrị ịdị but due to na TikTok nwere limited title subheading, so anyị amadelu n'isi. Mana ọ bụrụ na ị nọ na our YouTube or na our WhatsApp, ị ga-afụ na anyị deluru n'isi na YouTube. And ihe nju echo itinye okwu ọnụ because of a lot of things. Just nyenu me a minute, anyị ga-apụta. Just can about the name and does invite. And I'm not in a hurry. Ụlọ obere ihe ọ dịgo ka ọ ga-adị. Ọ ndị na-ekwu okwu ha si n'ole jirigo onye agwara malụ na anyị nọ live kịta na ụzọ ibe na-atọ. Anyị nọ live na YouTube, nọ live na Facebook, nọkwa live na TikTok. Ụlọ obere ife this is awesome. So because of this now, I am receive direct call. So you join in the program. Either you join in Facebook or you join in through TikTok, because direct call or WhatsApp call and your mom can accept. Dalokwa ndo man agenti. And amanya kwa nanyo ohere we play video because of I enwelo much phone. Onye ji phone eto we ga live in different distance. Asi no ihe nwelo no me can check how to return back to my StreamYard. No return back to my StreamYard or Rstream. Then ofu phone we can cover on Facebook and YouTube. Then one for play videos and all those things. One for TikTok. Okay. So daalụkwanụ ndị ọma na-ege ntị, ekene m nwoke kene nwaanyị wee sị ndụ mmiri ndụ azụ asị m mmiri atana mazụ anwụna nke echiri onye zeelu ọkwa na ichibeghọ ịgbani ya ka ichi ofu ka onwe nke ị na-eze kweweta. So n'ụbọchị nke tata anyị ga-eneba anya na effect of incompetent leaders or ikpọ anya the effect of incompetent leadership in IPOB today because ọ dị very important. Ha Sister Chizzy ekenekwa m gị mgbede ọma. Ọ dị very important ka anyị neba anya na all those things because ịnanya na ọgba aghara dị ka ọ dị na IPOB tata ya na the way everything ji wee scatter na IPOB tata, ị ga-afụ there is something that we lack, enwere final lack, which is a competent leadership, a leadership that is effective. That is, anyị enweghọ leadership na-alụ ọlụ ha ọfụma. So the leadership anyị nwe, the leaders anyị nwe, ha dị incompetent, ha dị capable, ha enwelo the capacity to lead, and the effect of them today bụ ihe anyị na-afụ tata everywhere. Katakata, onye nke asụrụ onye nke akwụga dị side, onye nke asụrụ onye nke akwụga dị side, ọ dịka ọgba aghara dị ebe niile, ọ dịka anya na anụ ọgụ n'ime onwe anyị. All this katakata na anyị na-afụ, gịnị ka ị ga-asị na onye aka ọsụrụ ya? Ọ bụrụ na enwere leadership na-alụ ọlụ ha ọfụma, na enwere effective leaders nji positions mma when to unite people, how to unite people, ị ga-afụ that na ị ga-enwe change. Mana before ngawa n'iru, ọ bụrụ na tata bụ izi na-esonyere m, onye na n'onu ya bụ MAP eziokwu bụ ndụ 1, and ejikwa m ohere a wee na-ekene the leader of indigenous people of Biafra in the person of Maazị Nnamdi Okwu Kanu, nke m na-etu ikuku a na-afụ anya ọkwụwata. Now m ga-ebido na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, ị na-anya, ị ga-afụ the difference between Maazị Nnamdi Kanu leadership. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu leadership is a sign and evidence of competency. Ị ga-afụ na onwe the capacity, ị ga-afụ na the capable, ị ga-afụ na ma ihe leaders, how to lead. O nwere ife a na-akpọ leadership qualities. Ọ naghị azọ onye ndu n'ọnụ. O nwere the reason o ji aza onye ndu. Ọ ma mgbe o ji alitu na high horse ọ nọ, not little down to your level in order to solve a problem. And Maazị Nnamdi Kanu abụrụ somebody ebe ọ na-afụ problem, ọ na-enye anya as a little problem, or say that na this thing ama cause anything. He will devote his time and his energy to resolve every issues na pụta na IPOB. Now, in a movement like this IPOB, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu build it from scratch to the level on now because of the effectiveness of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu leadership and his effort and energy, the quality of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, and the things he was able to put in this IPOB movement, or make IPOB or they attractive to many of us, that motivated us to abandon everything I name and decide ifolie, not just ifolie. I decided ka I so be a na-achị anyị, ka na ya fugo that na on my ebe ọ na-aga. So first of all, ị ga-ajụ onwe gị, gịnị bụ leadership? Ka eji ama leadership ndị effective? Ọkụghọta Godwin Oka ga-ekenekwa m gị. Ka ị ga-eji ma a leadership ndị na-alụ ọlụ ha ọfụma? Ka ị ga-eji ma a leaders na-alụ ọlụ ndị effective? Now, ịjụ onwe gị, who is a leader? A leader bụ onye ahụ na-achịkọta igwe mmadụ, ga-agbazi ha onu, wee lead ha iji wee nweta something ha na-achọ. Onye nwere amamihe, ị ga-enwele, first of all, ị ga-enwegodo amamihe, and ị ga-adị ịma nwe hot temper, ị ga-adị tolerance, ị ga-ebutugodo onwe gị ana, ịma nwe pride, Yeah, yeah, na go look at some of the characters, the qualities of leadership. Ị ga-enwe vision, that is a revolutionary leader, a visionary leader, somebody nwere direction, and ị ga-adị smart. Ị ga-adị very, that is, ị ga na-agbakọ na-ewepụ. Then ị ga-enwe target, and you must avoid the distraction at all costs. A leader bụ somebody na-ege ndị ọ na-achị ntị. Somebody who listening to the pain of the people on a lead. Somebody who listening to the complaint of the people on a lead. Somebody who listening to the sorrow, the cry of the people on a lead, and help them to find a lasting solution to every of the problems or everything they find themselves. In this IPOB monarchy not today, IPOB are just lost from Imo Hawa Kapota. Somebody BML IPOB build onya tinye effort ya because of the way the person in Jamie if you like anya. It just no kata a bid IPOB or mapota IPOB if IPOB like yamba. And the Jiro maka not just no Biafra Kanazo were join IPOB. Because nemwelo other groups ndị bụ IPOB ụzọ bido. Enwelo masop. The reason most of you not join masop tata bụ because of the leader of masop. A follow that leadership quality n'ime masop. Na ndị nọ na Facebook aka na-ebekwa akwa 100 men. Whether you like it or not, 100 men has come to stay. And the 100 men will flush all these incompetent leaders, none at US, out. And they will take time. And the 100 men will take their positions and lead us to the promised land. Asa de mekene kwamgi. Before Ngabaniru again, actually chetelu every Biafrans ndị no home and abroad for this very announcement before Bafom Nuche. On the 30th of May, all on a Biafra land, 30th of May, I think that day was Saturday, because onye ọbụla nọrọ bie, that day will sit at home. Every place he had that is every street he had lockdown. And like Nagunu, Obuha IPOB na force any lockdown happening. Our own duty is to announce it. Then the enemies, which is the Nigerian terrorists, would like to stain the name of IPOB, and they will pretend to be unknown men. And the Epotada day or Volongiwa between them. So only he make that day, Ebodenia any Biafra, and they on IPOB Biafra. Because they no alone beg that day, and whether they got Gina Madama say, Gina Madama Kopan. So on this note, 30th May bụ our Heroes Day. The day anyị na-echeta ndị tala afụfụ maka ala Igbo and ala Biafra. Those people sacrifice their life for the Fulani not to wipe us out. Those people lay their life down to pay the ultimate price to make sure that now, today, ị ga-adị even proud na asị na ị na-achọ Biafra, that you are a Biafran or n'iwu onye Igbo, that you are from this old eastern region or southeast, and where people fight for that very land. So on 30th May, that day, anyị na-akwanyelu ha ugwu by a map that day as a day of respect and honor to our heroes and heroes. Those Aba women riot, mbọchị aka anyị ji nye ha dị nsọpụrụ, kwanyelu ha ugwu nlulu ha. Then Asaba massacre bụ mbọchị a ka ị ga-ejikwe wee kwanyelu ndị niile ahụ egburu, ndị ahụ akwafuru ọbara ha n'ihi Biafra and n'ihi na ha bụ ndị Igbo. Biko echefune na that day na ị ga-anọ n'ụlọ. That atụmatụ gị ahụ ị chọrọ ile, biko lenya on Friday or Thursday before that, lenya on 29 and the 28. Then that ụgụ na onugbu na ose ahụ ị chọrọ ile, lenya 27 and 28. So that on 30, biko eji chukwu wee unu jiri that day wee zuo ike wee kwanyelu ndị nwụrụ anwụ ugwu. Ọ dị very important. Ọkwụnụ weta. So having make that announcement ka anyị kawa n'ubi anya ịbịa. Na ihe nka na-akọwakwa here bụ the qualities of leadership and the characters of leadership. And before I ga-abatazie na the effect of incompetent leaders or the effect of incompetent leadership in IPOB today. Ihe a bụ ihe anyị ga na-etriti. And anyị ga-etriti so that kunu wee mara ebe mmiri si wee baa n'ụgbọgụrụ. Kunu wee mara ebe all this chaos, all this katakata juru ebe niile na social media. Ka every one of us wee mara ebe o bido. Because tata ọ na-ebe onye pụta ọ na-asị let ndị IPOB unite, that we are not united. How can we restore Biafra with this kind of division in this thing? Ikweshi before ikubi jugodo onwe gị, yes, we will unite, and we can only unite with those who are willing to fight genuinely with Biafra. And if you are not loyal to the leadership of IPOB, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and those that are leading under the command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are not welcomed. You are free to establish your own group and do whatever you want to do with it. So now, IPOB leadership, when we talk about the characters of a good leader, or qualities of good leadership, that is when they say the person must be tolerant. Ị ga na-anabata ma mkpali ma nke na-abụrụ ya. Ị ga na-anabata ya. Ị ga-enwe obi umeala, and ị ga-enwe vision, ị ga-enwe target. Ị ga-ama ihe, ị ga-ama mgbe the people ị na-achị na-complain. You will ask them, ke ihe bụ the reason of this complaining or this murmur nna, and it draw her ke the solutions. Ọ ihe the leadership na-eme. Leadership bụ onye na-achịkọta igwe mmadụ wee nwee ike mee ha nọlụ n'udo, wee nwee ike chọọ ihe ahụ ha chọrọ ịchịta. Now, ke the effect of incompetent leaders or leadership. Now, first of all, incompetency means that, can we load the word example? Mgbe incompetent, example of incompetent leaders is like the current president of Nigeria today. In Nigeria today, in Africa, Nigeria jaga. The reason Nigeria move backward, that every past president in Abata naka the incoming one, because Nigeria will be her competent leader. Tinubu is a good example of incompetent leadership. Now, in any place where incompetency, egenwelili crisis, egenwe katakata, amadi in unit, egenwelili ogbayala, and everything gana yasa, amangwe direction, people will be fighting themselves. Everybody will be doing as they like. Everybody, that is a good example of it. For example, now, Boko Haram is overwhelming Nigerian army. And today, the Nigerian army cannot capture the Boko Haram. The reason Nigeria cannot capture the Boko Haram and dealt with them, because Nehemwelo the power, the capacity to do that. The person that is in charge of the Nigerian armed forces is incompetent. Onwelo the ball, onwelo what it takes to take that bold step to capture them. So Mbagwa Aginamado the incompetent, it means that now the person onwelo what it takes to deliver in a duty, in a position or in the assignment. When you don't have what it takes to deliver the assignment, it simply means that Nimwelo the competent. Now, what the IPOB today, most of the people known as DOS, the incompetent. Keduka Hajwe the incompetent, the DOS, the ex-DOS members. Now, before the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB was waxing strong. Every person is struggling to join IPOB. Everyone is ready, even to the extent that now Agwagina before you join IPOB that niga quality so amount before you to be officially registered. People are paying. The reason because now half the competent in mass in the can. But fast forward it to 2021 after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now everybody we are looking up to Chike Doziem to come up to carry Biafrans along. People we are looking for a direction. People we are confused. People don't know what to do. A lot of crises we are at hand. But because of Chike Doziem is incompetent, he failed to reunite IPOB and to carry everybody along. Because of his incompetency, led to the formation of autopilot. Because of his incompetency, led to the formation of the Rising Sun. Because of his incompetency, IPOB as of then scattered and went direction. Had he been a Chike Doziem, not my the meaning of leadership, not my hair, as of then, Oka rise up. Then where I lead here, near example, take some steps, take some valid actions, make a move that people will now see, oh, yes, we have a leader. Oh, this man is capable. Oh, this is the direction we are going. Every question people was asking at that point, all the question was unanswered. He don't have any answer to them. All the problem that was brought before him, none of these problems were solved. Rather, he swept a lot of this problem under carpet because of his incompetency. Now, IPOB, a lot of things happened. Now, ESN that was handed over to him, the incompetence of Chike Doziem led to many people, many of our ESN people to die or to fall in the hands of Nigerian government. Because of the incompetence, because of Chike Doziem, the effect is that the incompetence of Chike Doziem, the effect in IPOB today, but this crisis today, actual Chike Doziem today now, the members of XDOS, Hagagwagi that they are shifting the struggle from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Where are they taking the struggle to? And when they don't have direction, they don't have any project, Haga Sigina Haji. So you don't want today now an IPOB. All this crisis the crisis in IPOB today, but the effect of incompetent leadership, the failure for a leadership to rise on their feet and take the mantle and lead the people and direct the people and fight for the restoration of Biafra. Because this movement, this movement, Kobulu onye pota okubaka, Chidozie Biafra ekenekwa m gị. And beginning where it can lead to this incompetent. Many things can lead to incompetent. Number one thing where it can lead to incompetent is corruption. When we say corruption ablos also mgbe na ala ego. Corruption where it can mgbe your friend ibidoli side your friend na-eme hojo, and that your friend made something that needed to be sanctioned. Because of know your friend, it's easy, okay, you use all your power, you cover it. The moment you cover it, you have created a room. You create a room for your downfall. So corruption is one of the tools that can lead to incompetence. And the corruption can destroy can destroy any movement, can destroy anything. Now, you cover your friend. Another of your friend and more another thing. And this thing now get made the movement affect. Then a cover again. The more you cover those things, your friends in them, the more they lead to the downfall. You can no longer take the proper actions that you needed to take. You can no longer take the proper action that you needed to make sure that you did not fail on the assignment that was given to you. I will give you another example. before the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB media was very strong, and we were hitting Nigeria government. We were hitting them that the whole BBC, every journalist in Nigeria were crying. Every day they are crying about IPOB personnel. Every day. To the extent that the British Broadcasting Service or cable, BBC, the one in England, now carried out a documentary on IPOB, and they bring all of us. They say that they write a lot of things about us. That is the effect of a competent, not incompetent, of a competent leadership, because that was under the command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, fast forward it to after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Chike Edoziem is the person who we are looking up to. Now, what happened? Under Chike Edoziem, who is the head of the Directorate of State as of then, in the media department, Ofoma is the head of media department. Now, I will now show you how bad, how corruption can lead to incompetent. Now, there is a guy called Chibuzo Egwuatu, which many people nji Ikenguru Agu Wemalo. This guy now will make a broadcast siding Nigerian government, contradicting the doctrine of IPOB, contradicting the mission of IPOB, bringing IPOB down. And many of IPOB personnel, media personnel, these things are not going well with them. And this issue was brought before Ofoma, and Ofoma swept it under carpet. Guess what? Ofoma did not sweep it under carpet because he wished to do so. We must tell ourselves the truth. But somebody made Ofoma not to look into that issue. Who is the person? The European rep. The European rep is a right-hand man to Chibuzo Egwuatu. Now, we reported to European rep in the person of Abanyim the issue of Chibuzo Egwuatu and the things Chibuzo Egwuatu is doing and the way he is betraying the struggle. And because of Abanyim and the Chibuzo Egwuatu is paddy, two of them are working hand to hand. They are friends, they are birds of the same feather. Now, what did Abanyim do? He, instead of taking the side of truth and taking the necessary actions that he needed to be taken in order to solve the problem that is looming, what did he do? He sided his right-hand man. He sided the Chibuzo Egwuatu. The moment he now told us that he will see what he can do, more than Maza Chebe reported, he didn't take any action. He swept it under carpet. Nwada Chalugo reported, he swept it under carpet. The one that is confused today, called Biafran Child, reported, he swept it under carpet. Darlington reported, he swept it under carpet. Mention but few. Abanyim, because of his relationship with Chibuzo Egwuatu, he chose relationship over doing the right thing. And that very act Abanyim played, that very role he played by covering Ikenga, that is a corruption. Then, when the issue come to Mazi Ofoma, Abanyim is holding a higher position than Ofoma. He gave Ofoma the instruction not to do anything. Do you see it? Then Ofoma played according to what Abanyim said. And guess what? Boom. The effect is that the media scattered. The effect of that very incompetency led to the destroying of the then IPOB media personnel. And the platform was closed. Chizabak Felix Ekenekwambi. Now, the issue come to the head of the Directorate of State. Instead of him to take the proper action by sanctioning every person that involved in that corruption, he now choose to look and side his own colleagues, and they finally destroyed the media. The moment they destroyed the media, what happened next? The Nigerian government now rise because they see the incompetency in the media department. They see the incompetency of the leadership. They capitalize on that, and today, where is the Chibuze Egwuatu? He is fully out there attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is fully out there attacking IPOB. And guess what? Because of the incompetence of the leadership, they cannot still come out and they talk to Chibuze Egwuatu. You know why they cannot talk to him? Because they already compromised themselves before Chibuze Egwuatu. They have already compromised themselves before Chibuze Egwuatu. In other words, corruption will make you to compromise, and the moment you compromise, it will lead you to incompetence. Once you compromise, you can no longer be competent enough to carry out your assignment. You can no longer carry out that very particular assignment given to you because you don't have what it takes again. You have already swallowed you have used corruption to kill your capacity. Whenever you want to rise, you remember there is something you have committed yourself. Now, the effect will now lead to the destruction. So the DOS destroyed themselves through corruption. They destroyed themselves through incompetence. Now, will I tell you that Ofoma have the capacity to lead the media department of IPOB? The answer is no. He don't have the capacity because of his incompetence, because of his corrupted mind, because Abanyim used corruption to affect him. And today, because of their incompetence today, you see that for the past 5 years, they don't have any direction. There is nothing you can tell me today that this is what the ex-members of DOS they have achieved for the past 5 years. Because incompetence will make you to achieve nothing. Your incompetence will make you to achieve zero. That is why today, what can incompetence make you to achieve? It will lead you into disaster, into failure, and into shameful act. That is why now today you can see an idiotic element, uncircumcised bingo, come out on BTV and be attacking the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. You ask yourself, what is this person talking about? Iwataliana. Na akwa kali na my comment section. Na when ndị na-ebe ezigbo akwa na my comment section. Mana guess what? Besiwe na akwa ike. Unu begide unu ga-ebe ka ọkwa. Unu ga-ebe anyị afụkwala iru unu. Anyị afụghị iru unu. Now, if you can corruption of Agbanyim, you will lead there to the downfall of IPOB personnel. You will destroy the IPOB forum. If you can corruption of Agbanyim, you will lead there that now. Kashi, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi is nobody to us. Nnam ihe ebe ka ọkwa. Ị ga-eri anya gị. Ị ga-adị ndụ na-eri anya gị. We understand. Ogoshi na our message na abụ na ahụ. But in my hide wee karịchaa onye ọbụla. All these people nọ na comment section, email invite, none of them can be bold enough to have a debate with you. enwerokwa onye ha nwere ụbụrụ. Ụbụrụ anọghọrọ ha n'ime cha. Now, that is the effect of incompetent in the media department, which corruption led to it. Corruption of Abanyim led to the destruction of the media department that is under the command of a former. And because of a former don't have the capacity to shun Abanyim and deliver on his own assignment, which is one of his assignments is to make sure that the department of IPOB, that the media personnel, mostly those that are on visual, need to be very, very effective. They need to be unleashing their arsenals against the Nigerian government. They didn't do that. Exactly, Chidozie Biafra. Their cry cannot even save them from what we are going to do. According to Methuselah Mekisede Kosegi, I mentioned the ihe. I got Pewascha Haru Makachi. Okowata. Now, Kaina Gakwanu Niru. Bubefi again to the Eastern Security Network. The Eastern Security Network was effective until the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then, boom, Chinasa Nworu. Somebody that they appointed as a logistic person. What did he do? Because of his corrupted mind, the money that meant for ESN, he embezzled it. The moment he embezzled it, the ESN now lack what it takes to be carrying out the assignment. And the same Chinasa Nworu came out to start lying against Nnenyanya, saying that Nnenyanya have seized ESN money, not knowing that he was the person who embezzled this money. And guess what? Because of the incompetency of Chinasa Nworu, many of ESN died, and the ESN divided in many groups. Some followed the Simon Ekpa, and some followed the Chinasa Nworu, and some just walk out of duty. Kindness, can you please send a request, or else I will block you, so that you will join your ancestors to be crying. Send your request. The evidence is there. If you listen, yes, Igbo defense, the money that he collected from Nnenyanya was not remitted to ESN, and that is where the problem started. And when the money he failed to remit the money and give account of it, then Nnenyanya asked for the one. Let me block this idiot. Just a minute. Cornelia, confirmed. Now, Igbo defense, the money that he collected from Nnenyanya, $30,000, not pounds, $30,000 that was meant to ESN. Because what caused problem between them and Nnenyanya is accountability. Before Nnenyanya will give you money, he will ask you the result of the ones you have collected. And when he was asked to give account of that, he refused. What did he do? He refused to go back and collect, to ask for another money. And the people who the money was meant for started requesting that the money is not coming to them. When they started speaking out, that was when we now start asking questions. That is why if you check all the attack on Nenya, you see that Ejiromike will make the woman attack. Ejiromike will make attack. Because the truth not there. Me and myself not here. I know how many of ESN who contact him. Now a lot of things. I think there is one of our sister, Kanyale Pafia here, but she based in Holland. I contacted the lady and I said, look at this our brother. He sustained a gun injury and nobody is taking care of him. So that sister connected me and China Sanworu. China Sanworu told us that he will make inquiry about the guy. That after the inquiry, then he will give order of the guy to be taken care of. Now we waited 1 week, no response. 2 weeks, no response. 3 weeks, no response. 4 weeks, no response. After 1 month, I called again. The lady told me that China Sanworu said that he don't know the mission the guy went. And I called the guy, say, who sent you on the mission you go? He said that the order come from there above. And end of the day, me and that lady, we contributed the money that the guy used to go astray. Sorry that I'm bringing this issue on social media, because most of the money I send to people, I don't come to talk it on social media. I don't, whatever I do to a person, I like to keep it to myself only. But because of the question you asked me, that is why I am bringing this thing out. Do you know that most of the ESN that was was unalived by Nigerian Army, China Sanworu told us that they are not ESN, that they are criminals. Now, why will you deny your own even after death? At least we that is inside, tell us the truth that, oh, we have lost this person. Not coming out to tell us, go and debunk that this person is not for us, that he is a criminal. Now, at times I look myself, I say, so somebody who volunteer himself and take the risk was gone down. The only respect we can give to that person is to deny the person in public. That is why I made the video where I say that China Sanworu made us to laugh and they mock our own commanders, thinking that they are ESN. I mean, they are criminal. So the whole money that was given to China Sanworu for ESN, which people were he giving the money to? And why did our men failed? Why did our men, all the things that they needed, nobody provided to them? Some of us will be, or some people will be blaming Simon Ekpa that he hijacked this. Most of the ESN that follow Simon Ekpa, they follow Simon Ekpa because nobody is providing what they needed for them. And Simon Ekpa start providing it for them. That's why they follow. Not that they wanted to follow him. The Butuzo we are talking about today, Butuzo, even at the heat, when Simon Ekpa was reigning, Butuzo was working with China Sanworu. Waiting patient that one day that this man will do the right thing. So, sorry to say this, when you see some of them involved in one crime or the other, not their fault. Now, what could lead to them not having that what they needed is incompetent leadership. If the leadership is competent enough, there will be no any leak hole from or leak hole in ESN or the media. There will be not. Because of it, they are incompetent today. Most of the men join Simon Ekpa, and those that are remain, they remain. And let me not mention his name. Okay, I will say this thing. I have said it several times. There is a guy called Ejima. Many of you, that Ejima is a twins. That's why he was called Ejima. After he was captured, I was on a live with on Ijele speak this thing. There is a private chat group he create for his cohort, and I use one of my fake account with fake phone number. I joined them. In that platform, I found out that Chibuzo Egwuatu was there. And I come out, I told Foreign, that place, what did they discuss? That they sold, the person that sold Ejima collected 40 million. And the name of Chibuzo Egwuatu was mentioned. The name of Chinasa Nworu was mentioned with Chike Doziem. These three people was mentioned in that very place. And I called the Foreign. I passed that information. I say, investigate this thing out of these three people. But out of, sorry to say, out of his foolishness, you want to investigate issue that involve Chibuzo Egwuatu, which is Ikem Guruagu, Chinasa Nworu, and Chike Doziem. Then you contact Chibuzo Egwuatu and Chinasa Nworu to investigate the same issue that their name is involved. How will you get the result? How will you get the result? These are the effect of incompetent leaders. Ọ bụrụ na enwere competent leadership na IPOB, Double Lion will still be alive today doing the job he was supposed to be doing. Baby Bush will be alive today doing the job that he's supposed to be doing. So many of them may be alive today doing their job. But the incompetence of the leadership in IPOB today caused the life of these people, because the incompetence bring the division that we are seeing today in IPOB. Now, that very issue of the people who sold the Ejima reached today, they covered it. Nobody talk about it, which I will not go into full details of my research towards that. Because later on, when the Foreign and the Chibuzo Egwuatu have issue, Chibuzo Egwuatu confess. Chibuzo Egwuatu said that the day that they captured the Ejima, that he was on call with Foreign and him, and they told the Ejima to come out. That the place where they told the Ejima to come out is where they captured the Ejima. That on call, that before they told the Ejima to come there, they have already. He is the one now accusing Foreign that Foreign was the one who alerted Nigerian military. Then Foreign was accusing Chibuzo Egwuatu that it was Chibuzo Egwuatu that alerted the Nigerian military. But two of them was on call, on a group call with Ejima. Now, my intel now confirmed that what happened to Ejima is not far from Ikenga and the Chinasa Nworu, including the Foreign. And that is why the information I give to Foreign, nobody carried out any investigation, because even me myself, I never knew that he is involved. So then now, because later he asked me, well, I should come and give more details. I said, give me a report of the one. Now, me that is giving you something, you see me that you cannot tell me your finding, but I'm the one that will be giving you the more how you will go. That's where I stopped giving him, and I carried out the research on my own. Look at this mad person. The people's mandate. A Yoruba man is asking me, are you in support of a 100-man committee? What is your business with a 100-man committee? Somebody that hates himself, a zoo citizen, is trying to pretend As if me, no, I am JJC in the TikTok now. So you want to do takia in my platform? Do I look like all those bingos that you go to their platform to pretend? You are just a non-entity. Go and re-strategize. Okay, think I've forgotten how I dealt with you in the South African platforms. A famous mandate. It's the same map, oh, the same map that dealt with you. Now, pay attention. What you are seeing today, the crisis you are seeing today, is the effect of the incompetent leaders in IPOB. Now, if we have a competent leadership in IPOB, if we have a leadership that is functioning, a leadership that is effective, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be inside the Sokoto prison and be calling for reconciliation. He will not. Just a minute. Now, if this movement has a very good leadership that is effective, there will be no need for 100-man committee. If this movement have effective leadership, there will be no autopilot. There will be no autopilot. If there is a competent leadership, all these things Lolo Nnokwa is doing today will not rise. If there is a competent leadership, believe you me, they could have made Nigeria, the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to be more expensive. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be jailed. If there is a competent leadership and effective leadership, even when you jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you put him in Sokoto, the IPOB will be well organized. You will not see the Afghan child fooling himself on social media. The IPOB will be moving in one direction. The IPOB will be so united that you will be seeing Nigeria will be shaking. But guess what you are seeing in IPOB? Every day you will be seeing people being sacked. That is a sign of incompetent leadership. If there is no incompetent in IPOB leadership today, Madam Oyibo will be doing her job. Madam Bridget Okafor will be where she is today. Nelly Ofebu nakedness will never come to social media. The reason why Nelly Ofebu nakedness came to social media is because of incompetence of the ex-DOS members. Today, Mazi have spent 5 years in the captive, in the hands of the enemies. But guess what? The people he put in power have not seen any reason to host a protest in the White House in US. Do you know the reason why there is no any reasonable or tangible protest in the US, the White House, in the front of Donald Trump and them? It is because of the incompetence of the leadership in IPOB. Do you know that currently more members are no longer joining IPOB? IPOB is not increasing. When I say increasing, I mean people coming to register, to take oath, to swear an oath and become an IPOB member. is no longer coming. We are decreasing instead of increasing. That is the effect of incompetent leadership. The result of incompetent leadership give room for a scallywag to be on BTV, questioning how, telling us how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu squandered IPOB money in K9 club in Kenya, instead of how you will deal with Nigeria. The effect of incompetent leadership in IPOB have made us to lose the finest men that have contact to connect with relevant diplomats. Are you aware that EU have never said anything about Biafra restoration? What do you think is the result? Incompetent of the leadership. Today, the coastal region is now focusing on one Nigeria instead of joining the Biafra. What is the cause? The incompetence of the leadership. It is the duty of the leadership to bring people to go to the South and tell them the reason, convince them, let them know that joining, disintegrating Nigeria is more safer and more profitable than going for one Nigeria. Before the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I can tell you that the coastal region was waxing strong. A lot of people we are coming from the coastal region, from Ishekiri, Ejo, Uruba, and Deb. They were joining the movement. They see the reason to abandon the Nigerian identity. They are coming out. A lot of things were happening. And Nigeria was in panic. Nigeria was panicking. But incompetent of the leadership in IPOB destroyed those moves. Today is only few people that are still holding strong in the coastal, and I give them the kudos. Before the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the middle belt were waxing strong, to the extent that the middle belt requested for ESN to come to them, which Mazi tell them, or you train yourself. So we will bring ESN to train, bring out your youth, which them started this move. But the incompetence of these men that is in ex-DOS members, the incompetent killed that dream that today the middle belt are even, they are confused. They don't even know how to go. Nobody is carrying them along. Nobody is treating them. Nobody is now, you need to coach somebody. You need to coach somebody. Nobody is coaching them in order for them not to backslide. Now, before the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, how many of you remembered Ekoiko Media and the Sunday Igboho? Sunday Igboho was gingered by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu effectiveness and the composure and the quality of leadership that pushed Sunday Igboho to fight for Yoruba nation. Now, the incompetence of these current ex-members of the DOS discouraged Sunday Igboho, because Sunday Igboho alone cannot do anything. He is a novice when it comes to the game of freedom fighting. He knows nothing. He needs somebody who will show him the way. He needs somebody who will tell him this is how to go. A time where he needed to compromise, Sunday Igboho needed somebody that will ginger him to reject that, to continue that fight. But the leadership lack that quality to know that the IPOB have already grown these people, that these people start fighting on their own, we make way for the total disintegration of Nigeria. Today, a lot of us is saying Sunday Igboho betrayed, Sunday Igboho betrayed. But do you ask yourself, did we play that role to establish him, for him to have the taproot? What role did the so-called ex-DOS members played in order to make sure that Sunday Igboho will continue? What of the Ambazonia? Are you hearing about Ambazonia again? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after the Cameroon government give the leader of Ambazonia life imprisonment, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu encouraged Chua Ayaba to rise up and continue, not to give up. And Chua Ayaba was waxing strong. Chua Ayaba was waxing strong, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with his wisdom and knowledge, with his competence, he built these people and they have alliance. The alliance of Sunday Igboho and the Ambazonia with Middle Belt and the other people that rise up. Do you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu build those alliances, that those people have the capacity to destroy Nigeria and they help Biafra restore? No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows that when those people rise, Nigeria cannot fight this multi-battle war at the same time, and that will lead to Nigeria total disintegration. And Nigeria government understood this strategy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that is why they go to the far and spend the millions of dollars and violate the international community, international laws to kidnap him, because they know that the taproot of Ambazonia is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the taproot of Oduduwa Republic is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the taproot of Middle Belt is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the people that is gingering the Niger Delta, the South is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How can you destroy these people? You need to take that taproot, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the people Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now build in order that if they take me, these people should work strong. They failed out of their incompetence. That is why the moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, you see Niger South they collapse, Middle Belt collapse, Ambazonia collapse, Oduduwa collapse, because the so-called ex-DOS members failed to stand and fill the gap of that leadership, that competent leadership Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have built, and they destroyed every effort of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of their incompetency, which corruption is part of it. And when we speak, you will see an idiot coming out telling me, oh, the leadership is working underground. Do you know the meaning of underground? Do you know the meaning of underground? Can you tell me any person that is speaking today that is not IPOB member, like any senator from any parliament around the world that is speaking, courtesy of the underground work of DOS? You cannot see. That is incompetency. And the people like us, when we speak, you will say, oh, we are attacking DOS. We are doing this. We are this. We are not attacking DOS. We are letting you to know that they are incompetent. We are letting you to know that they are failures. We are letting you to know that these people don't have what it takes to lead you. When last did you see a massive protest that has more than 100 to 200 people protesting for Biafra? When last? The reason why you cannot see it is the incompetency. The purity. And you go to that wisdom. Or ma feel more yellow the hand brain. Okay, what? Now, in Madatna, the current DOS media personnel have lost the direction. At this point in time, what's supposed to be the media target of IPOB today should be the things that is happening. Now, do you know, because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu broadcast, a lot of Nigerian youth wake up. They see that, they notice that Nigeria is not working. Some of them who don't want to join IPOB, these people, what did they do? They start fighting for Nigeria, start fighting how to repair Nigeria. NSAS broke out. They realize police brutality. All these things is because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speech. When last did you hear on Radio Biafra the secret plan of the Fulani terrorists? When last have anyone come and tell you that the Fulani is trying to do this to Ndibo? When last did you hear it? The reason why you cannot hear it is because these ex-members of DOS, they are visionless, they are incompetent, they are incapacitated, in fact. Nda they can cripple police, a Mangulo police. Nda they can Ngulo police. Ngulo police abụla ọsọ ka ọ ga-agbanwu because ọ ya afụ n'ụzọ wee gbawa ọsọ. Ọ chọkwazi ya n'ọfụ, ọ chọkwa n'ịgbada ọsọ, kedu ụkwụ ọ ga-eji wee gbada ọsọ? They are just like Ngulo police. The only thing that you can use to compare with these ex-members of the US is a blind cripple. I'm telling you nothing but the truth. Now you claim to be a leader in IPOB. Why your leader is now inside Kuje prison, Sokoto prison, giving you direction on how to reconciliation. Is that not a failure on your side? Ikpopụtezi ụmụ bingo ha na-agụshishi asọ, ha na-agụ asọ mmiri. When last did you see? Now, in the presence of these ex-DOS members, the whole federal project that was passed, most of the Igbo amahonenwelo high tension gas ekwesịrị iwebata n'ala Igbo, mana enyere other geopolitical zone. Nobody speak. Even them, they are not aware of it. Why are they not aware of it? Ha na-akụ asịrị. A group of people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Sokoto prison and select them and appointed them to different positions is now telling you now that Mazi cannot appoint any person from prison. And these people were appointed from prison. How can you tell me that a competent leaders will start or will have time to start attacking their own leader and plotting a coup against their own leader who is in the hand of the enemy? On the ground for 5 years, no result. What does that tell you? That is a failure. That is because you have no plan, you have no vision, you are just epitome of failure. You represent failure. You wear failure like Abada. Now, and you see the reason why there is something like crisis in IPOB. If the reason that you have crisis in IPOB, so the only thing they got from this bingo now, saga. You ask them, saga. You hire Lolo Nokwachimeze to come and whitewash you. So Lolo Nokwachimeze now is the person that will tell you na Mazi na-emete and Mazi anaghị emete. Somebody who cannot lead ordinary 9 women or 9 or Helulo 10. Somebody who cannot lead ordinary 9 women is now telling you that Ohamadike Ndi Igbo, the leader of Ndi Biafra, the founder of IPOB, don't know how to lead again. Oh my God. The effect of incompetent leadership in IPOB today is what you are seeing in everywhere. Nyake na FIFA. Ebe niile. Iju onwe gese. Aka na enwe dịka alliance. How many people can you build any ally again? Who are you now connecting? Who are you connecting? Kedu kija connecting with people? Which move are you making now? To tell you how effective leadership can be. Even in Sokoto, Mazi still control people, and they are making waves in Israel parliament. And thanks to Obilo and Rachel Okonkwo, who take it upon themselves to make sure that their work must get they must get results. And if they play, they show. Where have these people failed? Kedebe the Chinasa Nworu failed. Chinasa Nworu failed in all ramifications. Instead of to give ESN, you leave your own position, you start meddling into other people's position. Now, some people will ask, Mazi Achebe Paul, where have Chike Doziem gotten it wrong? What have Chike Doziem done that is making you to be calling his name? The IPOB that was handed over to Chike Doziem, because of Chike Doziem incompetency, because of his nonchalant actions, that led to every crisis you are seeing today. Every crisis you are seeing today is because of the inactions of Chike Doziem. Chike Doziem failed to take the instruction from his master. Everything Mazi said, don't do this, he will go and do it. The one Mazi will say, do this one, he will not do it. The result is what we are seeing today. All the problem you see today in IPOB was caused by this millipede called Chike Doziem. When the problem rise, instead of him to solve the problem, you start listening to Chinasa Nworu. That is why Ebiana media today on Lanyu. Ebiazie na any place ibata ebe niile nranyu. Kedu ka a movement nchi na ha nwere leadership, ke ka the movement ga-eji na agbasa nwe ha mgba, ke ka the movement ga-eji na anụ ọgụ. Ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ the incompetent of this leadership, won't we be speaking with one voice and one mind? Why will there be any division in IPOB? The result of the cause of that division you see today in IPOB is the incompetence of the so-called ex-DOS members. They allow Nigeria government to infiltrate them. They allow Nigeria government to cause problem. Not that they don't see it coming, but out of the weakness, out of their evil mind, out of power torture, they allow that to eat them up. Now, go and check Nigerian media. When last did you see Nigerian media complain about IPOB or IPOB media personnel? Tinubu is relaxed today, talking about something that is not necessary. Tinubu no longer remember IPOB. You can never see any journalist or any media today asking Tinubu about the IPOB and how to solve IPOB issue. You know why? The media is no longer there. The media is dead. We must tell ourselves the truth. What killed the media? Corruption from Abba Ahimo and Chike Doziem and Chinasa Nworu. Obulo corruption. Chinasa Nworu come out on Radio Biafra and say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not condemn some people he's supposed to condemn. That is the cause of all these things. The same Chinasa Nworu Somebody called you on Radio Biafra and they talk about Ikenguruagu, and he said that people want you to condemn Ikenguruagu, that you cannot do that. Did you speak out when you're supposed to speak? The answer is no. You did not speak. And today, you have the guts to be talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Anyị mechu na ihe, unu ga-anyụ amịrị. Unu ga na-agba agbọ na-anyụ anyụ. Mfunde anebe akwa na my comment section. I feel your pain, sha. Anuma water your pain. Oh, Mazi, kwọba here. Nga na-akwụ unu kagari. Anuma fundi nebe akwa na my comment section. Na-ebesi na akwa ike. When last careful any international media reporting anything about IPOB? When last did you hear about that? When last did you hear people going to the street of the South, asking them, do you want to be part of Biafra or not? Do you know why people are no longer asking them? Because the media the media and the leaders who supposed to do their mathematics and do their job to get results, they are all incompetent. And so working with our journal. Truth matter, they say you should go to court. Only lawyer big lawyer and capture the kagi. Yes, DOS are wise, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is wiser. Is more wiser than them all. Now, instead of Chike Doziem group, instead of them to put the restoration of Biafra first, they put their stomach first. They put their power torture first. They start building, hiring headquarters. China Sanwore, where the effort report and saying, our people that is seeking asylum, we are the one giving them paper. Okay, we use. It was what is. You sabotage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Gịnị ka iji sabotage ya? Ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ incompetent of this men nọ here na-ezuzu ya ebe niile today. Ịma the level IPOB kwesịrị ịnọ na. Ịma the level IPOB kwesịrị ịnọ na. IPOB ọ bụrụ na ọ bụrụ this men this slave ndị a ekpochuru ebe niile. Believe you me, IPOB aka ebidoghị discuss IPOB in the UN and the EU. But this men amaghị road to EU. They don't. How can you tell me that up till now these people have not taken the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to international court? Can you imagine the nonsense? They have not approached anything international. Oh, yeah, China Sanwó come and do agriculture from free. How we go do the shigi building Eastern economy? And I look at these bumfools. How will you be building economy in a country that is not your own? You have not gotten any country, any freedom. You want to build the economy. Under which government? Under the same government that you are fighting for? Under the same country that you want to disintegration? What if you build the economy and the war broke out? Because you are still fighting for the freedom. Let me give this announcement again. On the 30th of May, 2026, Biafra land, there will be a total sit at home in Biafra land. Every area, everywhere will be totally locked down. So, because Emalo on a Biafra land, or Nina Twahia, or you want to do anything you want to do, please finish everything on the 29th. On the 30th of May, sit at home. We are not going to enforce it, but the people that will enforce it is Nigeria government. You know how they do it. Once IPOB give order, they would like to tell you that IPOB is violent. They will send their Nigerian DSS and Nigerian everything they get to go on the street. Anyone they see that day, they will start burning cars, unaliving people, tagging it that they are IPOB or they are non-government. IPOB will not force it, but for you not to fall victim of Nigerian mayhem, please and please sit at home. Sit at home, Makandoge, not for me. If you like, you say, Mazi, come back home and they leave the sit at home. Okay? Now you know. Okwa Makandoge. Don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say you are not informed. If you are not informed, you are deformed. On the 30th of May 2026 is a total sit at home. This order is coming from IPOB under the command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ekwana ka ndị gangsters say that day you will know that IPOB leadership is intact. 30th May, any person get God that she know how and they show their power touch that day. That day is Biafran heroes and heroines. The day I get attending this Biafra restoration, Ndegbu na 1967 to 1970, and those that fought for Kenya na Libo today. So I am urging every one of you on the 30th May is a total sit at home. Onye ọbụla n'ọrụ onwe ya n'ụlọ. Maka ndụ gị, the face, oh, you were not informed. Oh, you forgot. Now you know. I will phone you Simbawa here. To go sense. Remember, one of my quotes is that you cannot defend these ex-DOS members without sounding stupid. Kai pogoto phone. Ngwa bogote. Kai malu ma ma sense adequate. You are welcome to the program. In my question.
I still remember joining you for my location.
Your location and will address. Guinea joining you from my location.
Under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and DOS. And I stand with DOS the date.
Okay.
I defend DOS. I defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what else?
You were saying here, since the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and abducted to Nigeria, rendition to Nigeria, what have the leadership done? They have done a lot, which they can come out on social media and tell you the things they have done. Since you are not an IPOB member, so you don't know what the leadership have done. You understand? We that is IPOB member, we know what they are doing.
Now, let us do some practical. Do you remember in 2020, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu launched Eastern Security Network?
Okay.
I ask you, do you remember?
Yes.
After he launched that Eastern Security Network, is the only IPOB members that know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have launched Eastern Security Network, or both IPOB and everybody that is not IPOB, they know?
It's everybody that is not both IPOB and
the people that is not an IPOB. Is that an achievement?
Huh?
Is that an achievement?
It's an achievement.
Sure. Good. So in other words, you agree with me that achievement will be noticed by both people that are in and people that are not in. True or false?
Sure.
Thank you. Now, do you believe that a leadership that is effective will be noticed by both people who are not a member of that leadership and the people that is members?
Sorry, you said what?
Do you agree with me that a leadership that is effective will be noticed by the members of the leadership and the people that are not members?
We notice them.
No, simple question. I ask you question, brother. Listen, my question goes like this. I say, do you agree with me that any leadership that is effective will be noticed by the followers and the non-followers? They will notice the effectiveness of that leadership.
Sure.
Sure. Thank you. Now, how will you now prove to the world that your own achievement can only be noticed by only members? Why you are not fighting only for members, you are fighting for both non-members and the members?
Okay. First of all, for past how many years now since Mazin Mandikano was abducted and rendition to Nigeria, the leadership they have been fighting a lot both enemy and the people that was also a member of IPOB that was expelled from IPOB like you. You understand? You can remember I consider Simon, but you know that they are the one that made sure that Simon Epa was jailed in Finland. Are you aware of that? Do you know that? Are you aware that for them not to for them not to international to give IPOB?
Oh, balala. Okay. Now this platform is very hot.
Which one?
Ndewo.
Before Nganiru, how many hands are there?
Nganiru.
Actually, one here, our Italian leader, that man on Bopodra is Naja Delta Ebony. When Nigeria, Barayaka, how many here, our Italian leader, Russia, Ebola. Managida machine good night because I'm a mama nan nuso nanda BUB jagije mana I mama na ekwesu batara n'ụlọ and o shekiri ihe niile ihe ji wee gba n'okwu a. I remember especially you Metusela nwanne m mgbe gị na Biafra nwa ekwensu na host mbata kpọm Metusela mkpọm ọzọ ọkpọpụta ọzọ si nwanne anyị ma bụ ihe na jukudu na ajụjụ ndị dị
before we got in he would allow you Biafra nwa ekwensu na kwa eme program biko
Biafra child.
Biafra child.
Okay.
Oh, I can't put up Biafra way. So one banner. DOS yes, is in the right track. One na Nigeria agent, Nigeria soldier potabia buofu onye IPOB and autopilot or this thing. I don't care because otu here now ihe no now eji onye ndu anyị because onye ndu anyị ekwesịghị iji ya Nigeria jụọ oyi mba kwụsị ụtụkwu ka eji yotago na before Nigeria apụta gosi anyị na ejijego onye nke a Chikedozie apụta na redio Biafra a na-asọ ya na mgbọtụgo onye nke a before you know Nigeria ebu ya na ejijego ya mbịa na-achụsị omugwu jide ndị ọ na-arụkọzi ọrụ obodo ndị Nigeria nji wee jụọ m data nwanne metụsoro ya atakịrị m na ya ma ihe na-eme na amị na Simon kwụrụ m ụgwọ Simon amata m nwoke nke amata m maka agaghị
ya kwa ba ba ka na pụta kwa ahụ pụta kwa no time no ya na
okwu Simon a ma kpa ngesi lekwe ihe nna ahụ n'okwu deji esa o medi ya gbasara Simon nwanne m a ma kpa lekwe ihe nna ahụ na doji esa ngi were Simon le mata
nwanne tukwa anya ya ka mba dị mebe ka ọ dịrị ka o ji ele ya stand ele this advice ele ya ele what is it
ayi mu achara ịjụ just
na opinion na awụ na gịnị na udo na ịmara na Chikedozie na Chinasaworo no how are the enemy of Biafra or how are the angels of Nigerians in our midst one name ya ka nji shinu ya mere nji wee shinu nwanne Ebolachi Kijinkinji continue pick it up I believe in you
Jesus baby Jesus baby Jesus baby.
You're welcome, my brother.
Jesus
baby. One day there for the
okay.
They like Jesus baby.
Okay. Jesus baby ịma biko eweniwe mgbe ịkpọle internal leader Ojukwu ka ịkpọ and onye ọbụla Ojukwu shiri otetela n'ụla it means that Ojukwu nọ na war front na-lead kwa my brother biko ewekwana iwe ka ebe na-lead iji agwa mmadụ na itetego n'ụla kedu ebe belong okay ngwa kedu ebe ịkwụ akwụ kedu ụgbọ kedu chelo brother chelo nwanne mmadụ chelo
na o mekwere ihe na dị Kanu achieve nke were shi na inside security network na dị Kanu involved that time also ndị IPOB ka o mere ya entirely adụbịakwa akwụkwọ Methuselah nwanne m na ihe ndị na-eme ụmụ marakwa na anya na-ele nnọ nwanne ọdụma niile kwesịrị pụta n'ihu egwu
okay ihe mebu ka anyị bụrụ maka gị ka anyị ji nọrọ here ka anyị ka n'obi onye anyị bịa ọ bata biko mute onwe gị na-ege ntị ịbata here n'anya na dị n'ihu screen ị ga-afụ topic anyị dị edelulo n'isi because of how this thing nju enọrọ Chidozie Biafra anọ m na TikTok live anyị nọ TikTok nọrọ na YouTube nọrọkwa na Facebook kịta nọ now ịnanya here the effect of incompetent leaders or ihe here but on ihe chọbụrụ ide bụ the effect of incompetent leadership in IPOB today which na makowago a lot of things that Ninanya today, the crisis in on IPOB, but because of the incompetence in the leadership of IPOB, which is the ex-members of DOS, starting from Chikedozie, Chinasaworo, Abanyiha, and the rest.
You're very funny.
My brother, move to go down when I idea for you.
Yeah, very.
Move to when I get time, keep walk, be matured. I'm na. Obi na ahụ gị ọkụ ịmapụta izuzu but I ga-enye gị time ọkụghọta now ichekie everything na-eme today if for that every crisis and the downfall, all the things take like IPOB backward, these are as a result of ex-members of DOS incompetent. That is why the media collapsed. That is why a lot of Eastern Security Network died. That is why most of the allies built by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu collapsed. That is why those that supposed to have the mind to be moving forward, that is why most of them, according to Ndine Joka, Hashigi, they backslide. These are the reasons. Now, the reason why the Nigeria government are no longer, they are reluctant in talking anything concerning IPOB is because the incompetent of the ex-members of DOS, there is no work, there is no plan, no strategy, no direction. And Nigeria, yeah, can Nigeria choga. They now give Nigeria the relaxing bed to go and sleep because they destroy themselves. And each one will beginning will lead to this incompetent. One thing again lead to incompetent is corruption. And the Agba is very corrupt. Another thing will lead to this incompetency, greediness. Chinasa Nworu is very greedy. Another thing will lead to incompetence is when you don't know your capacity, slow in actions, and Chike doesn't fall in that category. So now, he watch this Anyego Bia here. Before he came in, I say that you can never, ever defend the ex-members of DOS without sounding stupid. Or not possible. And I will allow you. You are not the one to tell me when to. If you cannot be patient, you go down. You must be patient, okay? Now, for you, you can never see any sensible human being defending the ex-members of DOS. Or not possible. And in what the reasonable is through contact. You can contact. You can madu because anahafu onye ma ihe n'ime ha. So that is the reason. Now, join a simple question. My brother, if you are ready, let me repeat my question because what we were talking before, you are not answering my question. I ask you, can you show us or explain to us how will these ex-members of DOS achieve reasonable or tangible result without non-members of the movement noticing it? That is my question. So on your mic and answer, please.
Okay. As you can see, the leadership concerning Simon Ekpa is the leadership that did it. You understand? And for Simon Ekpa and his group not to destroy this IPOB, it's the leadership that did it. Then come to international community, not to recognize IPOB as a terrorist organization. Is the effort of the leadership. They are the one that did it. You understand?
Anyego, can you repeat my question so that I will even know that you even understand the question at all? Because no, can you repeat it? Why were you asking me what is my question? I ask you question. Can you repeat it so that
you said the leadership has achieved?
That is not my question. If we are now asking, can you explain to this our audience and the people here, how will this leadership of yours achieve something tangible without non-members of IPOB noticing it? In Abancha. Bia Emiekus biko mute onwe gị.
Repeat your question, please. have a call.
You held a call. Okay. My question again. Asking, can you explain to us how this your so-called ex-DOS members will achieve?
Stop calling them S.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You are not the one telling me.
Don't call them S.
Move to go down where you first.
Map.
Hmm?
Map, just what I have to do is go and read your boss.
Don't call them S.
Okay, okay, okay.
No problem.
Okay. Can you explain to us how the DOS can achieve something tangible without non-members of the movement noticing it?
If members of non-members are not noticing it, we that I, as a member, I notice the things they have achieved. You understand?
Did I ask you if you notice it or not?
Huh?
Did I ask you if you notice it? Or
you
did
said on non-IPOB, on non-IPOB. I said if they didn't notice it, I, a member of IPOB, I noticed it. The test they achieve.
What is my question again?
This guy,
Okay, because English is because Kalelia.
I can hear you.
Iji nwekwu English njọ ka m gbalịa n'okwu Igbo na ịma ịwọchi ya ihe nwanne anyị nwoke gwara o ji maka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nye example na o nwere ihe Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nwetagoro na nwụrụ ọnwa anyị n'azụ dịka mgbe e keretere ndị na-echekwa anyị nke a kpọrọ ESN n'ala Biafra. Ị ga-ama na mgbe o mere ya ka ọtụtụ mmadụ niile mara na ọwụ ndị a na-echekwa obodo ma ndị nọ na sonyere na IPOB ndị ka Maazị Nnamdi Kanu.
My brother, I understand his question. I understand his question.
Then answer now.
I understand his question. IPOB, the leadership, they open offices everywhere, and non-members they know about it. It's an achievement.
You see the problem? He didn't understand the question. He told you that the achievement Maazị Nnamdi Kanu achieved, both the non-members and at the same time the members, they noticed it.
Which achievement? Eastern Security Network.
Yes, now.
Only.
Only one achieve, or is there an achievement? One after the other.
Radio. I just use that one to give you example. You know why I ask you this question, Anyego? Now let me give you the reason. Why, when I ask you the achievement of DOS, he said that the DOS, what they have achieved, that is only members that knows it, that we that are not members will not notice it. Then I ask you, can any effective leadership achieve anything and the members, and non-members not noticing what that effective leadership have achieved? You said no, that any effective leadership must be noticed by non-members and the members. How the case you want to buggy? Nah. I hear that Mazi Meto, you have something to say. I hear that, like I told people. Okay, and when they not before you,
I don't have that time.
then you go down.
Platform will come down so because Maz just time how I say my game all just standing no because of the way we see things. Come just read you.
Okay, and there we now can I get to Ancient, please, may we know you? Ndewo. Ndewo. Okay.
The topic and
ngwa gewenu ntị na mgbe ị wetara ime ka anyị mara. Ndewo. Amy Mekus or Amy Choose. Unmute yourself, ka anyị mara onye Igbo. Let us know you. Proper introduction. Ebe abụla ebe a na-abịa alahụ ụlọ ahụ. So, okay. Eshet mutu onwe gị. Now, before I come to Commander, the topic today is the effect of incompetent leaders. So, Commander, can you outline the effect of incompetent leaders first? Outline them.
My friend, I'm not in that your mood now. I'm with my kids now, as you can see. Just ask me the question you want to ask me. Don't come here to tell me to outline.
But I have you read
your caption, so you can say whatever you want. You can't just come here and ask me to.
Why do you come up? That is the question now. Can you outline the effect of incompetent leaders? Okay, can you explain the meaning of incompetent leaders using DOS as a case study?
Listen, you put the caption there. If you don't know what you are teaching to people, then you close your platform. Just ask me the question you asked this our brother. That's why I came over.
As you can see, like I told you people, I know I'm here, Ibia Pampa is zombies. How will I ask you question? I ask your brother. Is your brother you? You claim that you know something. Once you claim to know something, you see the topic I'm treating, and I'm using DOS as a case study. So that's why before I will go to that, you need to answer this question so that I will be sure you even know the meaning of incompetent. You even know the meaning of effect, or you know the meaning of the topic. You need to understand topic first. Then you will know if you fall in that category or not. Not just you come, I should ask you a question, you ask your brother. Sell me as you say my brother. I'm also because I know you must disgrace yourself. So stop running. These are the things you people, you will just come to be running anyhow. More jogging can do it. Now we are here, we are treating the incompetent of the leadership in IPOB today. Now I am saying it that the problem IPOB is facing today is as a result of the incompetence of those that Mazinam can put in DOS to handle the day-to-day activities of IPOB. That they failed to handle it, they failed to act, they failed to carry out their assignment, they failed to deliver their job, and that have led to the IPOB failing to this extent. That have cost us this thing you are seeing today. And somebody is coming out here to tell me that he did with his children. You are with your children and you come to platform to do what? I use Abba as a case study, as an example. I said that corruption can lead to incompetence. And what corruption is not when you take bribe only. A corruption can be when you fail to rise up to take action on some certain certain actions or some certain things or some certain individual. I give an example. When Chibuze Egwuatu was trying to destroy the media, the issue was brought before Agbanim. Because of Chibuze Egwuatu is a right-hand man to Agbanim. Agbanim swept that very case and protected Chibuze Egwuatu, and the result is that IPOB media collapsed. Many people got angry and they stopped broadcasting. Some people just go in and some people stop listening. And the Chinas Nworu also take part in that very corruption when he was confronted with the same issue of Chibuze Egwuatu on Radio Biafra. He said, you want me to condemn somebody that he is just protecting himself. He failed to take an action that's supposed, that he failed to deliver in his own duty. And that very act led to the destroying of IPOB media today, which is incompetent. And many of the media personnel were complaining that they need to have a meeting with the head of media department. And that one also, Mazio Former, failed to show up. That is incompetent. These are clear examples of incompetency which led to many chaos in IPOB today. And because of the incompetence in the IPOB leadership, you can see today there is autopilot, there is Avid, there is Rising Sun, there is accountability, and there is so many. These are as a result of incompetent leadership in IPOB, because the IPOB, if the leadership is effective, they will be able to manage everybody and make sure that everybody unites, and we will have one enemy, which is the Nigeria, and we will have one target, which is how to disintegrate that very contraption called Nigeria. And we will have one direction and one goal. We will be able to know when the enemy come in and when the enemy penetrates us. We will know how to handle it. But the incompetence of these men, the ex-members of a DOS, because of their incompetence, we don't know who is now working with the Nigerian government and who is genuine, because there is crisis. Everybody is attacking each other. Today, the franchise is fooling himself all around because of this, as a result of the incompetence of the so-called ex-members of DOS. Now, I go further to give you another clear example of a competent leaders and the effect of a competent leader. I say that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in charge, when he was not in the hands of the enemies, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with his power and the effectiveness of his leadership, he was able to move IPOB, and Nigeria was shaking, and the media was everywhere, to the extent that the BBC have to carry out a documentary against the IPOB media personnel. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also built allied in the like of Ambazonia. He gingered Cho Ayaba after the leader of Ambazonia was sentenced to life imprisonment. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu inspired Cho Ayaba to rise up and take the mantle and continue with the Ambazonia. And Cho Ayaba was waxing strong. The effective of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu leadership make the middle belt to start rising up, and they start asking for middle belt, to the extent that the middle belt people, they asked Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to send some Eastern Security Network to them. And Mazi also promised to send them, but on a condition that their youth need to come out, and the ESM men will train them, and they will be the one to defend their land. And the middle belt were rising up. Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu built Sunday Igboho, make him to ginger him, and Oduduwa nation were moving forward that time. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sent some men to meet the men that matters in the South. And many Niger Delta and the South is Shekiri, Ijo Urobo. They were joining the movement, denouncing Nigeria. This is as a result of effective leadership. And I give this example in this platform. And all these things, the moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, all this effort, everything collapsed because of the incompetence of the so-called Chike Doziem, Chinas Anwuru, and Abayim, and the rest. These are what we are discussing here. And if you think that what I am saying is not correct, I dare you to come up to challenge on open debate. Let us know, bring your facts and figures. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says that a spiritual argument wins. Come with your facts and figures. I rest my case here. Let us go to Good. Good, you are welcome. May we know you. My brother, be audible, be audible. Ka voice gị nwee ike shi ike ndewo. Ị nọ n'ụla?
voice on after now.
Make an okay, but you can do.
All right, thank you, one more. First of all, I can never deliver by you know. You to go about no book. Mbagi masi ni fi na mena onye Igbo na ngala nnia you know mana ife na mebo ka odere ndị Igbo mande ke kowa this confusion no n'ime IPOB so that I nwa bụ ndị anọ n'ime ya hota ka ife si aga ka we mara onye aga atụta you see and also metisala na ekene kwa na afukwa ihe ọ na-eme ana asna chukwu ya bụ no me very well now peace is very important. Only also quietness. Only for your bonus, you believe that he is online because all the money may be only in a plan. Each can give me below the you may be chapuya. If I know opposite name opposite or the wrong one. So, for the divine, I one and the canon. Because when they are about the butchery, that man more than whatever you can think. In the dating and the family, because that demand on it. So they don't want to go Sibo if only Bonibo or any protecting car home and the money, the envy of it. Itawayo Dana Wayamba, Ojibwe, with the discharge and I the happy way where not ya bravo. Nothing over ya bravo. It was really not got it to no bravo. Now for your uncle, the other has over when I'm ready left and right. So, guy, said the major thing if you be age, my way, Chabamwalo, because I'm with you. I believe in no guy, but when you the you know, oh, Elbony, what are they? Imagine this. Nigeria man again on email, no one amana, I am in the Babbles banner, and the image one Katonia also see no nay, we a couple. Also, was seen on a buoy, so you want woman actually was the Ibu had already. It is no one like cut off Monday DOS. Only June, I mean, if a balloon was a agreement. Only Calono, almost no narrow, Ruban Dor Cana Faya, Obudi Putani Pianon. Mariana, oh, naturally, or one Aponos, a country or so I'll be fancy continue one more. Thank you.
There were Dalurian Dalu. I think Kaiga to Chinwike. Okay, Chinwike opinion. If on the topic, I think
Yes.
I have elaborated the more on the topic, so pick it from there. What do you have to say?
Yes, I'm good evening, everybody.
No.
Metusela. Map. Actually, map one my admit one new boy no more. Sorry. People them the no more. I cannot talk.
Onye mgbo. But that side.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Good evening, everybody. I want to thank these media members of IPOB. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am the principal officer in this struggle, and I am speaking from Stockholm. I am the IPOB secretary in Stockholm City here in Sweden. I've had contact with Methuselah and some of our media members here. I've seen your topic, the effects of incompetent leaders, and I have heard what you have said so far. Actually, what is happening in the struggle now is really heartbreaking because this is not what we expected. But we are in a struggle, and unfortunately, this is part of freedom fight. This is part of what obtains in every freedom fighting. You know, like you have been saying, and other media.
And the kind of network and answer. All the network, yeah. My brother, network again because in what direction in Aganda, I got like it, I wear the truth because Ezioku Bundo. Before,
coming out, please.
okay, thank you. You are welcome back.
Yeah, can someone confirm that I'm coming out clear?
Yes, you are coming out clear.
Okay. Just like I was saying, I am still emphasizing that these current leaders we have in the DOS is incompetent. But Ma, did you hear when I introduced myself? Because I want to make myself clear.
But I can remember you said you are the IPOB secretary in Stockholm, Sweden, right?
Yes.
No, currently or before.
Currently, I have been writing you on WhatsApp. I am the current secretary of IPOB. I'm even surprised that they have not suspended me because maybe they are tired of suspending. So I have been waiting for that suspension letter also because on any platform I hear this incompetency being discussed, I lend my voice because here in Sweden we have invited the DOS, China Samoru and Austin Abanyem there. We have been in meeting with them. And all the questions we ask, the only answer we get is that it's command and control. And second, that they are working on the ground. Everything they are doing now cannot be made open for some reasons. So I kept watching and I joined this struggle 2012, years ago. So I have been in this struggle and I have been seeing the antecedents from the past leaders in the DOS to the current. So from what I have been seeing, I confirm that these current leaders are incompetent. And the problem of our people is that when you talk of incompetency, people tend to misunderstand it. Just like Metu used to explain in all his programs, that you are incompetent doesn't mean that you are a bad person or that you are wicked. It only means that you are unable to handle your office effectively. And if you really look around the world, leaders all over the world resign voluntarily when it is confirmed that they are incompetent. So in this regard, it seems that, of course, we have seen that those are the helm of affairs of this IPOB. Most of them are not, I can't say they are not learned. Meti used to say that we have touts, but something similar to that. Because I watched the interview of the national coordinator of IPOB, and I was wondering if this is somebody that is actually leading me in this struggle. So when you look at the whole situation, it seems that whenever our leader comes out, there is going to be a modus operandi for someone becoming a principal officer in this struggle. I mean, people that should be at the helm of affairs at least must have some values. There should be some amount of, intellectual ability to reason properly, which is what our leader has been hammering on this program. That the problem of a black man is your ability to reason. Because I feel that those leading us, they don't reason properly. If you reason properly and you are getting attacked from everywhere that you are incompetent, I think that the honorable thing to do is to resign. It is not a bad thing that you are unable, because each and every one of us have his or her personal gift. And in this case, maybe when our leader was there, they were getting advice from him and they are handling their offices effectively. But now that he is no longer there, it becomes a heavy burden on them to be able to do what they are supposed to do. And it is glaringly clear to everybody. On several occasions, Meto has been asking people, tell me one achievement this leadership have done since our leader was renditioned. And they continue to yap.
if you cannot be specific, and this was exactly part of the questions people here in Sweden were asking. We had a meeting with China Samuru and Austin Abani. First of all, they were pressuring us for money.
Okay.
And I am very happy that we in Stockholm here, we are united. We speak with one voice, including our coordinator, treasurer, financial secretary. We speak with one voice. We decide on what to do. We have decided a long time ago that we are not going to send a dime for over 4 or 5 months now, because we discovered that what these people are after is money. Anytime they contact us here through our national coordinator, of course, I'm annoying Kabonye because he doesn't reason like us. Every time you'll be pressuring us about money. And when we ask questions, we don't get any answer. So we decided that we are not going to be sending a dime until we get answer to this question. At the last, we asked question, the last meeting we have, we were asking them, why is it that our leader's voice is no longer being heard on Radio Biafra? Because this is the voice most of us heard and joined the struggle. And Austin Abanyim told us that it is not voluntary, that maybe the person in charge doesn't, there's a way he was answering is that maybe the person in charge don't remember to play it or something like that, that it will start playing. This was the last meeting we had with them about 2 months ago. Until date, I have not heard my leader's voice. So I watched what is going on in this struggle for a long time before I decided to speak out, because I have seen that there is an agenda to sideline our leader from this struggle. Of course, I know that is not possible. So if you watch the antecedents for over the years, you will know that these people have their own agenda. So when somebody says that they are incompetent, I don't think the person is making a mistake, because we have not seen any progressive thing being done to push this struggle forward. Every time China Sanworu came to broadcast, all we keep getting is blaming, siblings of iniquity, this and that. Okay, you have seen that these people doesn't agree with you. What is your next move? Are you making any plan to call them to order and align with them so that we can speak with one voice? But nothing is coming. It's just blaming, and asking for money all the time. So my brothers, I just want to speak out and equally to thank you guys that are in the media team that have been able to discover this and pulled out from that drowning ship, because I see them as a drowning ship. And anybody that saw you are in a ship and you saw that ship is drowning and you decided to stay put, definitely you are going to drown with the ship. So those of you guys that decided to pull out from that drowning ship, I encourage you to continue doing what you are doing, because that is the only way forward. There is no way we can push IPOB and Biafra struggle forward without Nnamdi Kanu. Me personally, it's my personal belief. That was the voice I heard, and I came to this struggle. And on that voice, I stand. That was why I was telling you, Methuselah, if there is any way we can start playing our leaders' past broadcasts so that people will be hearing that voice. Because that voice, there is something that voice does to human spirit. Any sound reasoning mind that hears that man's voice and it doesn't touch you, then something is wrong with you, psychological and mental. So I thank you, Methuselah, because of recent I have seen you doing your best to air that voice, that powerful voice that each and every one of us heard and joined this struggle. So Mike, I wish to encourage you in what you are doing. Keep pushing on. I don't care what they might think, because I'm on our own platform in Sweden here. All Methuselah's broadcast, I push it there. So I was expecting that by now I must have been suspended. The national coordinator must have informed them, but I'm surprised that nothing is coming up. Maybe they are tired of suspending anyway, because Methuselah has poked them enough. So I wish to stop here for now And I hope that we'll continue doing our best to back our leader MMK up, because that was the voice we heard and came to this struggle. Thank you, everybody.
Ndewo, ndewo. If onye ọbụla ndị well committed na this struggle, the person kwu okwu, ị ga na-afụ the genuity in the person, and ị ga na-afụ the eziokwu na-apụta n'onye a. My brother, I really appreciate you for this very submission and the courage. Ịma mgbe m kwuru okwu maka embezzlement, our sister Igwe defense Jumami nwere evidence, but I believe with times okay, I have more evidence and this thing. Now, in addition to what he just said, in 2015 mgbe ejide Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, most people, IPOB, increased in number. A lot of people joined IPOB because of the kidnap of IPOB, of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu that time. And they see Uchemefo every day. Undermine that we are saying Uchemefo was sleeping on Radio Biafra. But Uchemefo played a very greater role that prompted Maazị Nnamdi Kanu after his release. He said that ebe ọbụla ifuru Uchemefo, ngigonye ụdị mmanya ọbụla ọ na-aṅụ. Maazị made it say this thing on the broadcast. And they fast forward it to the 2021, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. That 2021 IPOB family member, the lowest, the smallest family again, we have 5 to 10 people. That is the smallest. But IPOB, as of then, where some people in the 200, some people the 300, some people the 150, some people the 50. But now, in one IPOB family member, Nlu 10, a mano zone, that is about 3 to 4 units between that 10 people. What people are getting fed up every day. And the reason why people are fed up is as a result of the incompetence of the leadership to do their mathematics and they re-strategize and they carry people along. Because you cannot be leading people and they will be in darkness. How will you be leading people? They don't know their left from their right. They don't even know what is happening. If you doubt me, let me pick my phone and I will call 5 coordinators here in Italy. They will tell you, Mazi, my own not to just pay monthly dues. I'm tired. If you ask questions, we don't have an answer. That is the only answer they will give you. Now, these people succeeded in position people as a national coordinators and make sure that national coordinators will be in charge of the finance. So those national coordinators now cannot be able to ask questions. And in Gimwanabu national coordinator, when you ask questions, the next thing they will use the power of command and control to remove you. Now, why they write this suspension memo or suspend memo every time is to use it to trigger fear, to put fear in people not to ask questions because of fear of being suspended. But when you know yourself and you are determined, you know that you're a freedom fighter, you need to stand on your feet. You don't care about that thing because that shouldn't be something that they will use to put you down. A lot of coordinators, the reason why they are following them is because of that suspension memo, nothing more. If you doubt, I will call 4 to 5, they will tell you the same thing. The rest will tell you, say, Mazi, we will wait until Mazi come out. We are following command and control. Are you going to continue to support them until they destroy what Mazi have suffered for before you will rise up, which I know they have failed because we are here to make sure that every plot against this movement must fail. So, Chinwike, I really thank you for this very step you take. And I am using this opportunity to call every other person to emulate that step. Ask questions. Demand and answers. Know what you are doing. Freedom fighting is not all about to give money without seeing result. Complete 5 years underground, no result. Our leader is languishing in Sokoto prison. You are not paying the legal team. You are not paying the lobbyists. You are not paying anything. But we are paying money every day. The next thing, you go and bring ESN video where they were shooting cow in 2022 and they show us that ESN is working. Meanwhile, Enugu is bleeding. Is this dirty water, and his boys is from Niger Delta to go Enugu. And when external security come to your land, they will know your secret. You will lose the power to challenge them if you have misunderstanding with them. And that is what gives Asari the power today to boast that he has men that can wipe out the Igbo nations. The reason is because his men are the Ebubago in the southeast. And the Hamalugo, the whole Nkoronine. Why China Samori is still giving us reasons and this and that. These are the problem we are facing. And when you are telling people about the incompetent of these people, they say you are attacking them. You are attacking them. Where is the attack? Don't you people know the meaning of attack? Telling one the truth is not an attack. Look at, okay, I will give you an example now. Like this one that called himself Izuna, a coordinator in South Africa. His own foolishness is beyond human being imagination. If you doubt me, I will call him now and ask him a question. He is more foolish than Anyego. I must tell you the truth. This is what we are facing in this struggle. We now lack men that are fearless. We don't have them, which made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to shed tears. Mazi say, you are trying to sell the DOS to us, but you cannot be able to tell us what they are doing. You bring them up, they will sound so stupid. You will be ashamed. And these are the reasons why the Nigeria government will look at us and say that IPOB is full of miscreants. It's shameful. It's very, very shameful. So, Mazi, I thank you. Mazi, do you have anything to add on what Chinwike has said?
Yes.
Okay,
brother.
go ahead.
I want to thank the brother. I think I've spoken with him a couple of times. It's not only him. I don't want to start mentioning countries. I have their list. I know you're also among those we have in our list. And a lot of people are coming forward. And I keep on telling them, I don't want them to rebel violently. We need information until when we are saturated. Because not only you, we have other countries. I think we have like 6 countries in Africa that still also contacted us. And we also told them to hold their money, not to release any money, because the man that started this movement, the man we hear his voice to join, has been sidelined. And I give them, no, I don't just try to deceive them. When I tell them, I'll give them facts and figures. I give them evidences. I give them, go to Radio Biafra, check whether you will hear the voice of our leader, check whether you see the pictures on some of the broadcasts have been held. Ask about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu well-being. Ask about the case around your meeting to see the response. Even in somewhere in Canada, another zone in Canada. I mean, we have a lot. Our people are just, they really know what is going on. Just that some of them are afraid for their name to be announced, published, because this is a kind of a threat. Your name will be published on social media. That is to say, Nigerian government will now see your real name. They'll start tracing you. You know, this intimidation, just instinct fear in the mind of our people. So, our brother, I'm happy that it comes out. I think that suggestion you gave me, now I told you we are working on it. That should be around next tomorrow or so. I'm compiling. It's not easy. You know, I have the program of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ranging from 2012 till the last time he was adopted. So those voices are even enough to lead us, to teach us a lot of things many of us have never heard since we started the movement. There's a lot of people that just join us in between. They don't know what has been preached in the past. That is why you see them, you know, coming out to begin to attack the man and begin to mess up things. So that that your request is on, and it's not easy. Yes, it's not easy to compile and compress. That is the work of the Afro Vanguard. I also made it available for them. But my own, the one I have, I'll be relaying, but it's 1 hour program. I will just make sure that it's 2 hours to a go. Maybe one hour for each, the other one will join. The voice need to be start echoing. And we also urging many of you to also start helping in the manner you can be able to help to elevate, such as preaching the people around you, telling them the need for them to be bold enough to step out. And you're going to see the result in coming days. Because they have already, I hope you now, let me even ask you that are a principal officer, are you aware that did they inform you people that they have changed, they are trying to change the whole structure of IPOB, which they are claiming they want to move away from movement to institution, or that's why you see them as an IPOB community movement. Even though they had a quarrel, because we have people that love Mazen now, as much as they are among them. When they see, like this woman they call Chidema, don't worry, you see when she realized completely, because sometimes our people's brain are too low to understand what is going on. Very soon she will back out. It's either she will shamelessly go and hide from speaking, or she will revolt. Because there's one particular question she asked one day. She asked them. She just went out and saw that they said we are now moved away from what it used to be. Now we are in a new era. So the woman came back, said, please, I saw something. There's something I saw now. Does it mean that people want to Shazam Mazan Kano? This one, they call him Wekusu from Ghana. Said, no, we cannot do that. No, Mazan Kano is still the man, our leader. It's just that we're trying to change some things. The woman said, okay, please, let two people not Shazam our leader. I will not be happy with two people. So something like that goes on. Let me not overflow issues. Thank you, brother, for making that bold step. And don't allow anybody to tell you you're not an IPO member. You're a bona fide, staunch member of indigenous people of Biafra. Nobody will push us out in anywhere. We still stand where we were until our leader comes out, and then we unite with a new project we still have at hand, which is also not easy, but I believe we're going to conquer. Thank you, brother, for that bold step. Actually, I think I stand by.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful information. So,
thank you very much. We have come a long way in this struggle. Even the last Belgium protest that we went, I saw you there, Metu. I was there. The last protest we went in Belgium, the last one in Belgium, I was there. When we fought Simon Ekpa in Finland here, when we went to Finland, I was there in that protest we went to do in Simon Ekpa's place. So we know what we are doing. The only thing is that it's always very good to become convinced before you take a step. So just like you said, you have been following the DOS. Even your voice they are playing that you are assaulting Mazen Namnekam about 3-4 years ago. They did not see it that time because you are working on information they give out to you. Likewise, all of us here, we have been working based on information they give out to us. But there is a time came that I begin to think critically within myself, and based on what I have seen so far, I was convinced that this is not what IPOB stands for. These people are just doing. Even that meeting we had with them, also made it clear to them that the canon amazing and how they made their own. He said it openly in that. He said it. I didn't really take it serious when we had that meeting. But it was later when I began to see events unfolding that I begin to see, so this man really meant what he told us in that meeting. The coordinator of Malmo is the second or the third largest city in Sweden here. The coordinator asked a question. He asked China Samuru a question. This is somebody I know that have been in this struggle for more than 12 years. About 12 years. One of the oldest people we have in Sweden here. Do you know what China told him? That not the Keka this struggle or and that was the end. He didn't answer that question.
So the way he belittles everybody, you see ego playing. And that is the reason why this struggle is stagnant the way it is. So the time has come when people that believe in this freedom fighting should start speaking up, or we are doomed. That is the only way, the way I see it. Thank you, brothers.
Dalu, you know, we have been saying it like there is a program I made last 2 years after they appointed the DOS press secretary. I said that these people have already established their own. People think that I am saying it for saying sake, but you cannot have a more powerful as a press secretary and a media publicity secretary. Then you create a DOS media secretary. Even if you want to have a media secretary, it should be called IPOB media secretary. But people did not get that message that time. I shouted and shouted and shouted. But today, I believe a lot of people are now seeing the truth. And I will still encourage other coordinators, because the taproot of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also the coordinators. If truly you people believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and they trust Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you must, as a matter of fact, rise up and revolt against anyone who is trying to sideline Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the only solution. If you say you don't want problem, it's either you resign and step aside, or you rise up. Because you telling us that you will continue, it means that you are directly and indirectly against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And when the time comes, you will not say use ignorance as an excuse. So let's good. Do you have something to say based on this very issue, or we'll go to Sweet Boys?
Are you?
No.
Is it me you are talking about?
No, I'm talking about good.
Okay.
I think good is busy. Sweet Boys, may we know you?
Good evening.
No.
My voice they come out.
Yes, your voice is coming out.
Okay. I don't get much to say. Why I send message, I send the question that normally I'm a Biafran, you know. So, and you people are discussing about Biafran. But why I send request is mostly that map. I think by this time you have no many things, and abuse, I think it will not help us. I think to move on is what we are going to plan now. If you can learn that, that is what I'm trying to say. So if you can move on, I know they're for saga, you know. I want to learn something so that something will be going on. That is where I stand.
Okay, thank you. Your advice has been taken, and I will put that into action. Thank you. Now, we are still in a effect of incompetent leaders. Now, do you know that followers can also contribute in leadership incompetency? The followers, the people the leaders are leading, can also contribute to the failures of the leaders. Some of you will say, how? Are they the leader? No. When you see your leader leading you astray, and you fail to complain, you fail to call your leader's attention to the mistakes, to the errors, automatically you now contribute in that your leader's failure. Do you know that your failure to rise up and make sure that you hold your leaders accountable, you ask reasonable and important questions to your leaders, will make them not to know or notice that they are going astray. Now, how do you now prevent your leaders not to fall into this kind of incompetency? One, you must hold them accountable. Two, you must ask important questions. Three, you must know the target and what you are fighting for. You must know the stage you are into. You must ask your leaders why this social thing took place. Why this social thing took place. Failure to act when you're supposed to act. At times, your leaders might not know that they are doing something wrong or something that can lead to the downfall of the movement. But the moment you ask questions, they might pretend to you at that point, but an effective leadership or an effective leader, a leader that has the wisdom, the moment he leaves there, he will make corrections in order to maintain that leadership, to show you that there is a reason why he or she is your leader. So these are the areas the IPOB members need to come in. And any leaders or leadership that don't hear the voice of the people they are leading, any leaders that do not listen to the cry of the people they are leading, that people or that kind of species are no longer leader. They become tyrant. They don't listen to advice from their own leader, their own followers. They become tyrant. They don't care about your feeling. They don't care about the damage they are causing. Automatically, that movement will collapse. So the followers, the IPOB followers, mostly the hero worshippers, contributed to the incompetency of these SDOS members, because you failed to ask them the questions that's supposed to be asked. You failed to hold them accountable. And this our brother here is a living witness and a testimony of this my preaching. Because had it been that they didn't make up their mind to ask us Naba Iman China Sanworu some certain questions and demand an answer, they will not understand or they will not notice the game, the plan of these people against the supreme leader of the movement. And the inability to ask relevant questions is the ability of being foolish. But some of you will not know. Now you see why before you hold any post in IPOB, you need to undergo some certain training, and you will be interrogated, and there will be proper training. You must be a smart species. You must be somebody that is critical in thinking, somebody that if all of a sudden they find your superior, they don't see the person, you must know how to re-strategize, how to take the necessary steps that needed to be taken for the movement to be sustained and move forward. Now, this brother said that this movement is stagnant. I disagree with that. The movement is retrogressing. We are moving backward. Because if we are stagnant, we will still maintain the level of that 2021 when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. But because we are going backward, you can see that the membership is reducing. Everything about IPOB is diminishing. That is a result of, that is a process of retrogressing. It's not progressing. It's not stagnant. People are fading up. And if, as Nigeria government knows this game, and they have seen that the people piloting the affairs of IPOB are no longer capable, they don't have the capacity to move forward, Nigeria government will not like to attack so that people will not ask questions. They will find a way to make you, that is the follower, to believe that your leaders are doing something about them. Meanwhile, you are going down on a daily basis. So you see the reason why, as a follower, you need to learn how to ask relevant questions, important questions. You need to learn how to demand an answers. and you must be aware of things you are doing. So I want every IPOB members to know today that in one way or the other, if you are still OES member, you are a hero worshipper, you are in one way or the other contributing to the incompetent of the so-called Chike Dosiem and his cohort. And if you don't want your leadership to fail like Nigerian government and like Chike Dosiem group, you need to hold them accountable. A freedom fighting is not a meeting. Let me not do like this. It's a do or die affair. You must be well. You must know yourself. You must be well prepared, physically, mentally, and otherwise. Because do or die affair is like a soldier who is in the war front. Only two things is in his mind: either he succeed by unaliving the enemy, or the enemy succeed unaliving him. If he succeed and unalive the enemy, he will be alive. If the enemy unalive him, he will go. So if we fail to restore this Biafra, we are doomed. And if we succeed, we will with the record, and we will see the benefit. It will become a success. So I will stop here. Let me hear from Johnny 400. Ndewo Chineke. You are welcome to the program.
Thank you, Ma Pudalo.
Ndewo.
Metusela, I greet everybody here. I don't make alone. Anyway, more away for some time now, due to one or two things. Anyway, I to mobile travel. So because of that, anyway, more not on a line for some couple of days now, for them is about a week now plus. And first and foremost, anyway, I according to the testimonies anyway, the on ground, I just want to be sincere here, and everybody now know them. Because sometimes on a day, then you move around. You listen to people, you listen to their opinions, not only maybe here on social media, or maybe it was not on social media, most of the times. But when you walk around, especially then you cannot be able to get the real fact, the main thing on ground. That is when you are going to listen to our people. And that is when you are going to get the real gist. I'm very much happy that I used this, few days, let me say a week plus now, which means the Biafra land. And to be very honest, I am very much grateful. And Methuselah, let me tell you this, even though they are not telling you directly, they might not come to your DM to write you, but I want to tell you, people are very proud of you. Believe you me. Umu Biafra is very much proud of you. And I can tell you this, in fact, you can take it to the bank. At the end of this very journey, you are going to witness it. Anyway, I'm going to draw some people out to do. Hannah was back on my senior brother was there, so we were able to discuss. And I indirectly asked him a question. I asked him a question, which some of the group were not there. They Hannah's business. On every weekend, I just got off with despite the hardship, the economic hardship that's going on in the Zoological Republic. So along the line, I was able to throw the question, how is the Biafra movement going on? How are you people seeing it? And sometimes anyway, it's very difficult for people to speak. But when they have the opportunity to speak, you will not be able to listen and to know what is in their mind. And they were very much happy. And at the same time, they mentioned very well in such a way that if some of you see, I would have even they wouldn't mind buying you private jets. Actually, you could have not the car nonsense. And they have been willing to buy you that way private jet. Even to the point, some of them not yes, not the not the marketplace they got salary. That would have no think I'm much coming to not the marketplace they got salary so that can make now come to some low. I would have now. HK, I want to hold them with $60,000 or $80,000 or $100,000 in a year. Not the market acquire that money for 1 year. So go happy Komike Mengini save Biafra, because many of them are regretting, many of them are in sorrow, because they were unable to listen to anybody, to hear from anybody. They are like people who are just somehow stuck. They were not moving forward, they were not moving backward. This is not what they were discussing. But I try anyway, Mama would kill Nisi meaning Yahweh when you see no, but at the end of it, I was unable to make it because I was very late. After trials, Mama when you came down when you see, I got to go to Sokoto before, and that was way back in 2012. When Goodluck Jonathan was still in power. I know how Sokoto look like. But at this time around, anyway, I sent Mama and Gagaru there. After Ngareba anyway, but there was no opportunity for me to see Onyendu because it was like a sudden and it was not really planned. So Onyemune also Gandai consultant. So they were unable to make it, so they didn't allow me in. So at the same time, the information from on ground from our people, they are very much happy. Those who really want to save Biafrans, those who are fighting for Biafrans, those who are trying as much, very hard to defend the legacy of IPOB and the legacy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You don't play with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu when it comes to our people. They are willing and they are prepared to do everything possible to make sure that that man is protected, is guided, is secured, and that is where the name Methuselah now comes in. They are willing to make sure that Methuselah is well protected and well guided. So, Mazimetu, on behalf of the people anywhere who really discuss very much about you and IPOB, especially about Maronida and the current crisis in the DOS, I think they are very much happy. So, on behalf of them, I want to say thank you so much for the effort, for opening the eyes of our people, those who were in darkness. They were left behind for many years. Since 2021, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. At the same time, they are also now getting the fresh air because you actually open the eyes of our people. Thank you, Mazimetu. So now I'm back again to the base, and at the same time, I think it is very, very important that we continue also to inform our people, those who are still, having a kind of double mind, those who are trying to figure out what is actually happening. The truth of the matter here is this, that these people, participated, those of them that participated in this attempted coup to overthrow Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, to silence him and to take over IPOB and to make sure that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be irrelevant. Those of them that did this, let me tell you this. Well, the Biafrans are not happy with you. And I believe that many of you are aware of this. If you want to play with Biafra, we play with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, it's better that you think twice, because at the end of this very journey, there will be a register, there will be a roll call, and many of your names will be called. And people will ask you questions. So DOS, let me say the word, the SDOS, they are gone. They are no longer with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They are no longer serving the interests of Biafrans. They want to, create an established, which they have already tried to establish their own group. But unfortunately for them, they don't have a name that they can give it. They are still hiding under this particular name, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu created, which is the IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. And that is where they are still hiding, because they know that is the only name that people know, and that is the only organization that people understand that, yes, it is something tested, trusted, and is moving forward. So for those who really worked hard like Methuselah to make sure that this dream is kept alive and this dream will continue going forward, thank you once again. There's something that I want to say here, because though I do not want to mention the wife of our leader, she's a very lovely woman, she's a very kind woman, very strong woman, and she remains the first lady of the Biafran nation, and we will continue to respect our first lady. We love her so much, and we will do everything humanly possible to make sure that she is well guided, protected, and secured from the hands of the enemy. Those may be trying so hard to make sure that one or two things will happen. But along the line, she's our first lady, and the Biafrans are willing to do everything possible to make sure that our first lady, which happens to the wife of our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, is, well secured, just like the husband, the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu himself. There was this woman who is, moving around from here to here, jumping like the rat from one hole to another, which by name, Neka Chimezie. I asked some people some questions in Biafra land, just 2 days ago, and they told me some of them were even angry that this woman, all her entire life, on Obodo Ndofe Manukobi. Nobody actually knows her, and recently, all of a sudden, IPOB, because if you want to be relevant, if you want to get, if you want to gain popularity, if you want people to recognize you, just mention the name Mazen Nandekano, mention IPOB, and then you will be recognized. Along the line, according to the information that we received, that this woman actually wanted to do the good thing, but along the line, there was a kind of, manipulation somehow, which the agent, the Nigerian government, decided to penetrate into her. And there was a kind of threatening, as I heard, because she has about 3 houses in Lagos. I don't know, allegedly, but according to them, 3 houses in Lagos. I don't know whether if it was built by herself or maybe Moke, and nobody actually knows the husband, according to them. And those houses anyway, we are threatened if she did not do what as they asked her to do, what is happening in Obodo which happens to be Lagos. Either the houses will be demolished and there will be some other things threatened that even came to her. So the only way this woman can be able to secure herself, to make sure that nothing happens to her and the Zoom government will not come after her, is to abide and also to obey what they ask her to do, which means to join hands and to destroy IPOB by attacking Mazen Nanekan and at the same time attacking the Biafrans. In other words, trying to destroy the Biafra movement and destroy the mind of our people. So she accepted that very contract to save face and to save herself and also to save her properties in Lagos. So that is why she's doing what she's doing, and she was, she became, let's say, officially an agent in IPOB. But one thing is very certain: she's not going to succeed. She's going to lose, and she's not, going to make it, because maybe more and Mazen Nanekano is not a person that you can just, push around anyhow. And I was also very opportune to meet with the siblings, which happens to be Emmanuel Kano. And along the line, we have a very wonderful discussion. And he is actually a very strong guy, I have to tell you this. That guy is very strong. And he believed that Biafrans are even fighting for him, despite all the allegations and all the insults, moving around everywhere on the social media space. And we talked about, the fund in United Kingdom. This lady, I will not mention her name, who was in charge of the ESM money in the United Kingdom, which I don't really know because I have not confirmed it, but I think it was about £70,000, the ESM money before Mazen Nanekan was kidnapped. And today, nobody can be able to give account of that money, because immediately Mazen Nanekan was kidnapped, funding the ESM and, the things they need become very critical. And what happens to that money? And the lady has never given account of it. I'm surprised that the DOS is not even talking about it, which means they lay hands on that very money and they know what happened to it. That's why they are not talking about it. So the £70,000 that was made for the ESM is actually, yes, and now it has a question mark, which indeed we are going to also debate, and we are going to also ask questions where that money really went. The woman based in London, and they know such amount of money is not going to be, we are not going to keep silent. The reason why I'm mentioning this money is because the interview to which Neka Chimezie, the Nigerian agent, conducted, mentioning about $10,000. IPOB worldwide, pay their dues. They contribute money for the well-being of Biafrans, and at the same time, also for the well-being of Mazen Nanekano's wife. Every amount, every penny that is being spent belongs to the IPOB. Does not belong to the DOS. These are the money of the money Biafrans contributed. And again, that very £70,000 that was made for the Eastern Security Network. We are also going to ask questions: where is that money? And the lady in charge and the lady involved in the United Kingdom, she is also going to give us account of that money. So whatever money that was spent for the wife of our leader's operations and for her health, it is the IPOB money, and we expect the DOS to do it without even any delay. So therefore the money. Yeah, so the money, I don't know, why you know they go $10,000, it is IPOB money, and we expect then all the money that IPOB contribute to make sure the wife of our leader is well taken care of without any question, without any delay, because there is a lot of money. Yeah, focus on put the money only in Germany. What about the money in Italy? What happened to the money that we have contributed in Australia, in Canada, in other places, in Netherlands, and also in Austria, in other places around the world? IPOB contributed. Where are those money? What happened to them? So this is just the thing. Therefore, I want our people to continue. Map, we have to do very, I know all of us have been busy, and Methuselah have been, almost, fighting all this while he need a lot of support, which I promised several times, but because of one or two things, I have not been able to do that. So, Biafran should be very strong. Biafran should believe that the 100 men committee, because I was also to ask questions about that, and they're actually doing very well. And these are caliber of men who indeed have the interest of Biafran at heart. Those who don't like what the Zoo government is doing to our people, those who understand, the sacrifice our people have made so far, and the sacrifice of Mazen and Dekano, they are working very hard. And these men is not, they are not only from one place, they are men from different parts of the countries, and these are the men that have been also members of Brothers of Mazen and Dekano. They have been there since the beginning of this very movement, IPOB. But they are not the ones anyway. Their job is not for media. Their job is not for coming out to talk. But they are these people. They have been working very well. When we talk about 100 men, you can imagine people like the veterans in the United States of America, those who fight in the United States military, the special Marines that fought in different parts of the world. These are caliber of men that these particular people are trying to tarnish somehow, not knowing that you don't even have anything, you don't have what it takes to be in the shoe of these people. So they are doing very well. China Samuru, I wanted to confirm it very well. I think China Samuru, he got the message which came from Mazen and Dekano way back then. China Samuru, has been officially sacked, expelled from IPOB long time ago. It was not actually made public. It didn't make a headline. I also find out, even though that the news was somehow there, but all of these things was made public to me. But there are so many things anyway that we discussed I cannot be able to say here. But at the same time, Biafrans are very much happy, and they believe with the 100 men committee that the revival of Biafrans and the love they have for Mazen and the love they have for Biafrans will eat a whole lot of fruit. Many of them are getting fresh air right now since this very movement 100 men committee started. And I believe by the end of this very journey, the Biafrans will be very much happy to celebrate this very freedom and this very victory which has been initiated by exposing the SDOS criminals who indeed worked most with the Nigerian government. And we not mention some of the things anywhere. I did not know many of them were even in contact with the Soludo. They were in contact with the Hope Ozodema. They were in contact with David Omahi. They were in contact with a whole lot of politicians, making sure that IPOB will not continue. And they started way back in 2022, immediately 2021, immediately Mazen and Dekano was kidnapped. Earlier 2022, when they carried out by affecting most of the security commands, the volunteer commands that we are on ground defending and protecting our homes and our forests and our mothers and our people from the Fulani herdsmen. They indeed worked with so-called, let's say, the Soludo and the rest of them. And along the line, it is very, very important that we all know this. Thank you so much, Mazi. I will stand by and I will be watching, listening again. Thank you, Wok Dalo.
They were watching for this wonderful update. And, information is power, and information is also knowledge. We thank you, and I believe our people are listening and they are learning. and they are knowing the truth, because we have said it here in all our platform. Those that are following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we don't carry false propaganda. We tell you the truth, and the reason why we are telling you the truth, so that you will not say you are not informed or you are not aware. Ignorant is not an excuse before the law. So you are now informed. Without taking much time, I think Tigana come before University of Biafra, right? Charlie Tigana, let's know you. Let me take it line by line then. Tiga, are you there? Nde wonwa Chineke. Ekenekwa m gị. Ndewo.
The truth of the matter.
The YouTube and Facebook,
the kind of enemies
they can get end there here. I am no go 3 hours. I met up with you na TikTok. So, all the chef, I am go the main things, the main message I've been passed. So each other here, if follow up. Now the program, you join na TikTok. About I got continue. So I got shot through YouTube and Facebook down now. So and I greet every one of you. I salute you, and I say may God continue to guide us. And on the 30th of May, we total sit at home. You try join in TikTok. Type for Mazima. You got from there, Mazima. You got from there. Okay, what? I be done with them day one. Not the lazy. He use 3 gadgets at once. Darling, I appreciate you all.
The person is a fully able person.